Good evening, everybody. Today is 18th of October and the market has closed. Let us look at the Banknifty today. Before showing you on the 1 minute how Banknifty has performed, let us revise our structure, which we always try to trade. If a market is in a bullish mode, we look for a consecutive swing highs and swing lows, right? And when there is exhaustion, we want market to take out the immediate second low of the second peak. Now, this is how a very systematic movement of a market will define you a golden structure trade. All right. And then what we do, we wait for market to come back and retest this high. And we wait for at least 3 tests. And then we look for our candlestick pattern at this point on a third attempt or beyond, maybe fourth and fifth. And then we go for the target. This is our first target. And then we keep trailing for the swing lows, right? Now, this is what the process is. And this is how a move should look like. There is a clear definition of a peaks. When you see visually in a line chart, there is a clear definition of a swing lows, higher lows, and a break of a structure. Now, the market will not give you always a very textbook example every time, but it gives you whenever it is in some kind of a bullish move or a bearish move, right? It gives you. We have been trading 20, we already had 20 trades successfully from last 1.5 months, isn't it? So that means market gives you opportunity. But sometimes markets will have a complicated formation of peaks and lows, which makes you confused. So my suggestion is you better avoid such kind of a situation to get into in the first place. Unless and until it is very clear to you, the peak formation and the low formation and break the structure, do not jump into the trade by forcing yourself to identify a pattern. Start with that. Then when you matured, then probably you can start taking little risks on defining the structures. All right. Okay. Now, this is how the market has done today. There is a drop in the market with this lower lows. So it is a kind of a channel, very dropping channel. And then there is a burst of a bullish move up. We see this 3 peak formation. It looks very easy in naked eyes to understand it's a peak formation 1, 2, 3, 4. But usually it is not. As per our golden structure, it is not. Okay. Our golden structure process says that a peak is a peak after before once there's a close above that high. It's a legitimate high once there is a close. This candle convincingly closes above these highs, isn't it? And there is a single candle formation again. 2, 3 candles are trading, then comes down. So this is a peak 1 to understand with, let's say. And the low of this peak is this low. Then for you, this is the second low, second high, second peak formation. And what is the low of this second peak formation? This pull down. But what he has done in this process of pulling down, it has matched to the low of the first peak high. So now, as per our definition, these 2 peaks will become only 1. This will not be a different peaks because the low is only 1. For these 2 peaks, the low is only 1 because this is lower than this low or maybe equal to 1. If once you have a equal low or lower low of this peak, then this peak gets nullified and both together is a single peak. And this becomes a single low. Okay. Now, if this is my first peak to speak with together, then which is my second peak? This one. Because there is a close above this high, and then the candle went little past and then came back and closed inside. Right? And this is the low of the second peak. And then which is my third peak? This is my third peak. Technically speaking, it is a third peak because there is a small close above that. Is it? If you can see that. Now, what does the market do? Market takes out the second low and the first low all together, comes back up, single test of this zone, and then drops down. Maybe it misses the zone with a small point. and then drops down, makes lower lows, takes out all the lows here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 lower lows. The origin of the move is this place, which is still intact, but he has consumed mostly 90% of this move at all, almost, isn't it? In that process, he has taken out the low of the first also. So I have told you, as the market keeps taking out the lows without giving us the test, the strength of the golden structure trade starts diminishing. That means when it keeps taking lows without giving us the entry, and when it comes back, we try not to trade it because the strength of the structure may not hold it because he may start going up. This structure should happen very immediately after the 3 peak formation. Once the market breaks the structure, I would like market not to break the low of the first peak high. If I mark all these peaks, I want market to respect the first low as much as possible and then come back above, testing this. This is a first target, right? But in this scenario, the market has come back, didn't test properly, goes back, makes another lower low, comes back, gets into the channel, makes lower low and lower highs. And he tried to push himself to the origin of the move and consumes more than 95% of the move to the third high from here to here, right? It has consumed more than 90 to 95% move. Now, look at our structure. If the origin is here, the market just gives us the break of the second peak formation low and then pulls back. In this scenario, it doesn't happen. This channelizes himself down very deep. Even if he has to channelize, he could have channelized within the low of, let's say, this. He could have channelized somewhere here, and then he has gone for testing. There is a difference, right? So you can wait for a market to give you this kind of a very bookish structure, which may not happen every day, but it will happen at least once or twice in a week, which you can trade very confidently and with good amount. All right. So avoid this. So even though that he comes here to test first, this is the first attempt, pulls back down, second attempt, pulls back down, goes on channelization again. Lots of testing here. I don't see a rejection candle, proper candles. This is not the one because the body is big, tail is very small. Similarly, this, no rejections, comes down here, box trading, takes out high, takes out lows, goes up again and closes. So there is no entry at all. See, there's lots of testing of this zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull down, right? But we do not see a clean entry of this golden structure here. Since the origin is intact, we always want to sell here, but we are not getting a proper entry. So just avoid it. I have always told you, find out a very good entry based on rejection candle and single candle engulf. Okay. This was the first attempt. This is the second attempt. This is engulfing. We don't take it. We want third attempt with a very good candlestick patterns. Either rejection candle. Okay. So rejection candle is something like this. You see from the bottom, there is a rejection. The tail is very long. The body above, there is no tail above. Bullish candle closing above that. The low is protected. Something like this. He has a tail, but I don't want a tail on the top. Something like this. Okay. So we do not get a very good pattern. So we just leave it up. In consequences, it always goes up. If it doesn't, if he wants to fall, we'll start seeing rejection candle with engulfing for sure, or any other candle patterns. Okay. So this we did not trade because it's not tradable. We let it go. But look at after this move. Once this close is there above this high, third peak high, your structure is nullified. Now look at this move from here. A peak formation comes down, second peak, third peak, fourth peak. Now this fourth peak has taken out the low of this third peak. So this becomes second, this becomes third, this becomes first, right? Start counting reverse. Once the low is broken, whichever the high breaks the low, third, second, first. See, in the process of breaking, he has taken out the first also. Now the origin of this move is actually here, right? And the testing of the second peak is only once, and then it dropped and it went to the first target. This is our first target. After the break of structure, first target, second target, swing lows, and this is the ultimately origin of the target. Correct? This is something which is recognizable in a form of a steps. This is something difficult because the market is in choppy mode here and not giving you a clean closing and a process of higher lows and higher highs. See, both lows are same. You're not able to find the first peak as well here properly. Then you see the close above this on the tail, very small. But look at this. It has a clear lows definition and clear close above, right? So single touches works. Look for a candlestick pattern, but I will recommend that let it give you the second and third one. So please wait for that. Have patience because the patience will give you money. If you hurry up in the market, you will start losing the money. Okay. Once you start making progress in your approach of finding patterns properly, you will start trading the first and second touch also, depending upon the situation in the market. Is the market exhausting in the end of the day? It's a mid of the day, 1 o'clock in the day, 2 o'clock in the day, early in the morning. That all matters. Okay. All right. So this was only one trade. We will not consider as per our GST, though it has worked. So let us see tomorrow. If something comes up good, I will post it in the live video. Thank you so much.